Hello class, I am Professor Rousseau. Today, I will be diving into the differences between 401k and Social Security. We often hear about 401ks and Social Security, but what exactly sets them apart? To shed light on this topic, pay attention to this course. In summary, one is a retirement plan and the other one is a disability plan. But both can be used during retirement. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's start with 401k. 401k, you will always see the K in parentheses because there are several types of 401k, and generally you will see 401k plans, and each company, each enterprise has their own way to set up the 401k. 401k is an employer sponsored retirement plan, which means that your company, your boss, will invest money towards your retirement. However, you as the employee must also contribute, and you will see that your employer may choose to match whatever you are contributing towards your retirement. Is money that you as employees set to the side so you can use it later in life during your retirement. Let me give you an example so you can better understand how it works. Let's take a name from the group chat. Let's see. Let's pick Alex. Alex is working for a company and is making $50,000 a year. He will decide how much money he wants to contribute toward his retirement. Let's say he decides to contribute 5%. 5% yearly out of his income, which will equal to 2,500. 2,500 every year he put toward his retirement. If the employer decides to match, he will be investing 2,500 plus 2,500, which means on a yearly basis, Alex will save $500 toward his retirement. But there is one more thing. According to the law, there is a limit that an employee must contribute. They cannot go over the limit. They got people who are under 50 or people who are 50 and older. Those numbers can change anytime. As of January last year, January 2022, the limit an employee who is under 50 can contribute toward his retirement was 19,500 per year. Just imagine you put 30 years, so the amount, the total will be what you will be getting after your retirement. If you are under 50, you can only contribute 19,500, meaning when you are setting up your 401k, you will pick a percentage that will be equal or lower than 19,500. But what about for people who are 50 and older? For people who are 50 and older, the law established something called catch-up contributions. Even so, there is a limit. If you start working after you are 50, you can catch up, and what the limit cannot go over 6,500, which means when you are when you are setting up your 401k, you will tell your employer how much you can contribute, but you cannot go over 6,500. So when you do 19,500 plus 6,500, the total maybe like, I don't know, 25,000, something that's right, 25,000 or maybe more. Don't worry about the numbers. That's what you will be investing toward your 401k, your retirement. Remember, whatever you contribute, those $2,500 that will contribute, it will be before taxes. The IRS will not tax your 401k. Your IRS will not tax your 401k, which allows you now to have a less taxable income, or you can take more money home because you are not being taxed on your 401k. Now, let's talk about Social Security. Social Security is a different ballgame. It is a government program funded by payroll taxes. Social Security is also called Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance. Disability Insurance. In short, we can call it OASDI. What is it exactly? There are other people who have different names for Social Security. Some people call it disability insurance, also in the name. That's one way to call it. They also call it economic assistance. But whichever way you want to call it, it will go down to one thing. Is it a retirement income, as many call it retirement income? It is a safety net. It provides a steady income in retirement. It also provides an income to you when you become disabled or for your survivors. Your contribution for Social Security are based on your earnings throughout your employment. Is a foundation that you can use later down the road, later in life. One thing, you don't have to retire. You don't have to be in retirement before you start enjoying, for you to begin enjoying Social Security. But if you want to do so, just know there are implications. And before you even do so, I advise you to contact a financial advisor who will be more equipped to tell you what you can do, what you will be losing, and what to do to be able to enjoy Social Security or to collect Social Security before or while, even before you become a retired employee. Now, how do you fund old age survivor disability insurance, which is Social Security? How do you fund that? There is a piece of law called FICA. FICA, I think, is not too sure. Yeah, I think is Federal Insurance Contributions Act. It tells you how to fund or who are eligible to fund Social Security. There are two main sources of funding for Social Security. It is first the employee and then the employer. This means that whatever the employee, based on his income, based on his earnings, whatever he contributes, the employer will match it. The employer must match it. The employer have to match it. The employee is 60% of his income, and the employer is also 6.2% of the employee's income. The employee contributes 6.2% of his income, whereas the employer will also match it, will contribute 6.2% of the employee's income. In total, for the year, you as the employee will contribute 12.4% of your income. You know what? Let's take a quick example to help you understand better. Let's suppose that we have an employer that is making 60K a year. Once again, I'm going to pick a name. Let me pick a name, Naomi. Naomi is making 60K a year, $60,000. What will happen right here? We will take 60K, 60,000, multiplied by 6.2 and divide by 100%. It will be about, let me see, 3,200. 3,200. Don't worry too much about the numbers. I'm not too good in math. 3,200. That's what the employee will contribute yearly towards Social Security. But the employer must match whatever the employee is contributing. For example, let's say that we're gonna take the first 3,200 times 2 or plus 3,200. So whatever the result will be, which will be about like 6,500 or 6,400, that's what the employer will, I think this one will be like, I don't think it's right. I think it's 70. I think it's 70. Yeah. Yeah, 3,270. That's right, 3,270. Once again, don't worry about the numbers. So practically, when you take whatever the employee will contribute and add whatever the employee will contribute is for 12.4%, which equal to 6540. Once again, guys, I'm sorry. 6440, that's what the employer will, the employee will contribute toward his Social Security. Hello class, let's resume Social Security and 401k as such. 401k is like your personal savings plan, while Social Security is a broader government-backed support system. And trust me, they work together. How? Think of your 401k, as I said before, as your personalized savings account. It allows you to invest for your future. Social Security, meanwhile, provide a baseline of support. The key here is to achieve a balance and to diversify your retirement income sources. Balance is key. Now, there is a question though. What age can you start taking money from your 401k without penalties? And when does Social Security comes into play? You can typically start withdrawing from your 401k without penalties at age 4.5. Social Security eligibility begins at 62. Everyone's financial situation is unique, so consult a professional for advice. This concludes my class today. I am Professor Rousseau. I gave you some good financial insights on 401ks and Social Security. If you are interested in knowing more, type yes in the comment section. Someone from my team will contact you within 48 hours. Thank you. See you next time.